In Newtown, Connecticut, the site today of a mass shooting, and this time gunfire aimed at elementary school children.
After the shooting in Newtown, Connecticut, where 20-year-old Adam Lanza had killed his mother, 20 children, and 6 members of the elementary school staff, there were quite opposite proposals regarding necessary changes for the future. After an emotional speech to the people, President Obama proposed new gun restrictions that would make it less likely for a catastrophe like this to ever happen again. These involve stricter background checks and the limitation of ammunition to rounds of 100. The National Rifle Association, however, proposed a different approach.
The only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun.
Overall, the NRA's reaction expressed one major point. More guns are necessary to prevent gun-related violence, and those guns need to be in the hands of good guys. Furthermore, they proposed that every school should have an armed guard to protect the kids from incidents like this, and that no one should have to rely on the police.
I call on Congress today to act immediately to appropriate whatever is necessary to put armed police officers in every single school in this nation.
Putting aside the logical issues that this proposal is provoking, the question remains, would an armed civilian or an armed guard actually be able to stop mass shootings? To answer this question, let's look at statistical facts. These graphs show the number of victims who died in mass shootings in the United States over the past 30 years. Now, out of all those, the number of mass shootings that a good guy with a gun stopped was 0. None of them were stopped by a civilian or an armed guard. One might argue that with the investigation of places that are protected by armed guards more frequently than schools, different results would appear. Fair enough, one of the places that are actually protected by at least one good guy with a gun is the emergency room of a hospital. During the last 12 years, there have been around 150 shootings based in emergency rooms. Statistics show that within 23% of those shootings, not only could the good guy with a gun not prevent the shooting, it was actually his gun that was used by the perpetrator. This means that more than 1 out of 5 shootings could not have taken place without the gun being carried around in the hospital. Scientists in this field say that they expect further research to show that guns are more harmful than helpful, but that it was not possible for them to actually conduct this research due to a limitation of funding that followed from the influence of the way too powerful NRA. So what do we get from this? The only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun? Concerning mass shootings, statistics are clear. In the history of the United States, a good guy with a gun has never stopped a bad guy with a gun from starting a mass shooting. In fact, as the presented research shows, a good guy with a gun has actually been the opposite of helpful at some points, as more than 1 in 5 shootings in hospitals could only happen because there was someone with a gun already there. If you have an opinion on the subject and you want to share it with us, please do so and make a comment under this blog entry or use @USCrossfire on Twitter.